rotate what we see here.
Do you have a favorite skin, Josh?
I need to think right now about this. I mean, there are a lot of really, really nice skins in the game.
Nothing specific?
But yeah, I don't really have... Maybe if I see something right, but right now, nothing really comes into my mind. But there's probably one skin where I'm just like, yeah, it's super good, but it just doesn't... I don't think about it right away.
What is that supposed to mean?
That I probably have a favorite, I just don't know about it.
Okay.
Because I never thought about it.
I think the Op Graphite is the best. Do you know the Op Graphite?
I think so. But it's pretty simple, right?
It is pretty simplistic. I think we got bamboozled about the knife round. Doesn't even matter. Besiktas starts on the T side of Inferno, and we see most likely Giants with a massive, massive gamble, focusing only Laya on the A side at the moment.
Look at Besiktas nades already. They have 2 smokes, 2 molotovs. So I'm excited to see how they're gonna throw those.
Matter of fact, though, is that they're actually quite vulnerable when it comes down to aim punch. 3 of their players got no armor on themselves, means Laya, she could turn this one around, just needs to find the right shots, but overall denied by Zas. This is A-side control already obtained by the team under the Turkish banner, and Giuliano now looks for the rotators as they're coming closer. She finds the first. The second one is not a possibility, but overall the defense remains strong for Besiktas, as they should not struggle to take this one in their favor. 80 and Co still have a bit of a problem with that, and Petra is going to be eliminated overall. She over-rotates a little, was a little bit intimidated, and it seems like that could work out. It's only 2 more to go, and that means nobody else than Missa and Kaizi can do this one. Make it just down to Missa, as she herself is the final French player to once hold it up. Giants really came back into this, and I was not expecting this one to go their way.
I think what Besiktas was hoping for with this setup, to just split up some players and get more than just this one player on site, but as Vodafone Giants were stacking towards B, even though they got the bomb site, it was counterproductive for them, because a lot of those players just had no Kevlar, and they used their utility already, so that it made it so much easier for Vodafone Giants to get those kills and to retake the site.
I think one crucial point was actually Petra falling down, as she was rotating off from Boiler upwards, where already one of the CTs was awaiting her. What might be not expected is this bit of weaponry coming through, and I think Besiktas can be very happy that it's not Zas who got tacked down by the nades down to 20, but a pivotal player on the T side, quite wounded and dead any second.
Taking some control of Banana right now and hoping to get some work done there, but with Petra being down to 20 HP, it's gonna get a lot harder. And Vodafone Giants, of course, they want to get some information. So the flash is coming in, Giuliano with the pre-fire. Now this is giving them some free information. Will they pull off the rotate though? Because right now, if you look at the minimap, playing really, really passively on this B side. And if they hit the side now, might be no chance to... Yeah, it would be perfect. There's no chance for them to rotate. If the players fall, the round would be done.
I mean, this is the window of opportunity, actually, when you see Vodafone Giants still have not sent anybody over, but they are more likely trying to get something of a fake into this. Doesn't work overall. 3 are still focusing over on A, and Laya might be the first person off contact here for the Besiktas side, as he jiggle peeks over, now needs to think about it twice if she's really going to take that aggression. But low with the high ground, at least with one that Masses are still on the site, and they could have an opportunity to prevail, but it seems like those pistol shots are now need to come in. Doesn't work overall, and that is a bomb site secured. With KZ already getting 3 frags, it has to be more to be done by the Besiktas side. 2 MP9s to now make it work, as they need to come around the corner anytime soon. They just do it in one united force, and as they approach the site, close range shots need to come in. The first one seemed possible, but the second with 7 HP. Giuliano is the one that stays strong overall, and on the edge of losing, Besiktas still remain victorious.
And to be honest, just looking at this round, this should have been a round Vodafone Giants gets, because I'm really curious in how their planning was in this round and how the calls were, because it's just like Besiktas is putting so much pressure onto the B side, throwing a lot of nades, but on the other hand, Vodafone Giants didn't spot them yet. So were they just reading the fake, or were they just like, okay, we didn't actually see anyone, so let's not over-rotate, let's not overreact to this one. And then Besiktas used all the utility towards the B side and then hit the A side. And if you look at this, then you should actually think that Vodafone Giants will pick up the round. In the end, they didn't, and now they're on an eco, and Besiktas will start this game, the first 3 rounds, with a lead.
I mean, with ease, pretty much. Magic happened. You saw the same as I did, Josh.
Yeah, I saw the same.
But overall, I mean, we were quite aware of the data centers, so it was just a test. And it was just the production back there saying, like, those casters are not paying attention. Let's test them. Test failed. And same goes for Giants. The test of showing their worth with simple pistols failed overall. Besiktas on the second. And Giants, I mean, now you could consider to maybe force up to 2k barrier. You know how it is. A bit of utility, a bit of armor would be a choice, but they're going for a very nade-heavy setup. And those HEs, that might be one massive mortar bombardment we're going to see at one point.
Let's see if they throw them instantly.
Oh, no. That looked promising. It does get actually a lot of damage, but
yeah,
the
well,
no armor aspect is shocking me more.
I mean, there's a chance that you finish off those low HP players, depending on how they play it, and then you pick up a gun, and that's even more damage dealt to them.
So much damage dealt. Overall, this is very scary. This is very intimidating. And maybe as Besiktas, you can start to get a little bit anxious. The 5-7 especially.
Do they know that Knopka is there?
No, they don't. But still, it works out overall. Laya and Low both trying their best. And as we're talking about 3 and 5 HP, this one could be turned into a 1 versus 1 situation anytime soon. As the bomb is going to be picked up, Zaz is going to come close, but she somehow survives with just 5 HP. Besiktas are not showing us a very convincing performance at this point in time, and they always arrive at the party a little late, a little tipsy, and overall just not at 100%.
Yeah, let's see if they really just needed their time to wake up, or if it's gonna be as shaky as this round was. Because if so, then there's this chance Vodafone Giants need. So let's see. The plan is, I think that they wanted to do run boost there, and then we were just like, okay, we failed, and
that was actually quite painful.
was it all nade damage from her own team?
That was only it was from the nade. It was a friend. It was an opposite nade though. No, it was just
but
right click.
But I saw nade bouncing back. So it was her own nade. Oh yeah.
You sure?
I think so.
No.
I saw one nade bouncing back off the wall.
No, I think you didn't.
I think I did.
We have to rewatch that once in a while. But first of all, Giants are probably rewatching the life of Adia. She already has passed away. Besiktas with Zaz on 1 point of health. Not a very good situation for her overall, but the international team should not struggle to take round number 5, except it's one stellar performance coming out of the Vodafone Giants side. We saw a nade being thrown out of the window where they maybe tried to force any players more to have that sort of A-side take, but it's only Knopka who stays alive over there on B. She hears the steps, stays a little passive. She does not want to get in any trouble and caught in turmoil, because for the moment, this retake seems impossible. This retake might be not the best idea. A flank also happening over there on the A side as Giuliano cannot prevail in such a duel. But overall, Giants very hesitant with this play. They got the kid on 2 of the players, could consider to go for it. But as slow as they are, time is ticking and ticking. And Besiktas, they can just wait back in the heat, stay warm and stay comfortable, but might be just the comfort being brought away from them, as though the op strikes Petra as accurate as she needs to be, and all those frags are coming in. Nobody's allowed to pass. And Vodafone Giants failing again over here on the CT side of Inferno.
Yeah, the shots here on point from Besiktas. When they had this full control and the pressure was on Vodafone Giants, they just knew already, okay, we know where they're coming from. No problem for us. We just hold the angle and they walk into us and they die. And that's what happened. And now we have Vodafone Giants with a 1-4 starting into this one, and we can already see there's a pause happening. So my guess is this is going to be the tactical pause for Vodafone Giants to plan into the next rounds. Looking at the money right now, they could go for something like Kevlar pistols, some utility on some of their players, and then focus on the round afterwards. Let's see if they, when you normally go for a pause like this and you want to mix it up, you won't play like the simple style, just, hey, let's just have 2 on B, 3 on A. There most likely is gonna be something like a push out of A, for example, to get control over second mid, or them taking control of a banana. So let's see what they have planned for this, for the upcoming, it's probably gonna be an eco round. I don't think they're gonna force into this and then the round afterwards.
And funny-wise, it's actually Zaz who, from this point on, had a major impact in this beginning phase. We're talking about over 140 ADR. We're talking about 3 opening duels being won from her side. So overall, I would personally say, right, that convincing is a very good word. It's a convincing beginning stage for her. And as we see,
as we see,
we were just getting all the very advertisement sort of things away. We don't want to claim it, right?
We only advertise ourselves.
We only advertise ourselves, rather not at the point in time. But we have so far seen a very good 4-1. The beginning phase was a little, not the beginning phase, but the beginning part was a very shocking.
Yeah.
We saw, like, I think in the first 2 rounds looking always like it was on the edge for Besiktas, that they could have lost it as well. Then they have turned it around, and since then we're looking somewhat solid in a very good way, in a very convincing way, which I like a lot to see, because I'm not a fan if the favorite team just always goes a little bit over the edge to win it and not really goes fully committing into it. They've done it a lot by now.
Exactly.
But always for example, you might remember this one round where they stacked 4 on B from the CT side.
Yeah.
And I was there for a second like, this could backfire massively.
Yeah, exactly. And also talking about how you want to see Besiktas really just doing their best, even if they play against a team which they consider worse. Because I think that's also a big difference between them and the top 2, and this is where they also want to break back into CLG Red and Dignitas. When you've seen them playing against teams which you could consider worse as well, they were playing full discipline. They respected every single opponent. I think it was Dignitas who got 16-0 and 16-1 against some of the teams, where they're just playing like, okay, this might be a worse team, but we still show full respect. We play our A game. And this is also really important, because if you play against a worse team and you're just like, let's play, have some fun, don't play super serious, then there's the problem that you could actually get into this habit against a really, really strong team. So Besiktas showing this, also showing how serious they take this and how they want to compete with someone like CLG Red and Dignitas later on if they go through.
And not only that, I think the problem is if you don't take it that serious from start on and you land in the situation where you are actually down and not just by a bit, recovering and getting into the serious mode, that's where it gets really tough. This is where you got to really separate the professionalism levels. And as you said, 100% professionalism means always taking it as serious as you can. You don't always need to go 100% to it because you want to save a bit of energy. Fully understandable.
For sure.
But we're now talking about a single elimination stage. This is not a group match anymore. This is not an opportunity where you can say, oh, we lost that one. And therefore, you have to be 100% focused in it. From an advantage point of view, we have to say every single part of this game looks like it must favor Besiktas. Stage experience, we don't even need to mention that. Those guys were doing it for an eternity. Entire player experience, many lands. Didn't win one yet, but overall still highly rated players. Except maybe Kreia, which could be an aspect though, but she so far has done a good job. And she's been, funny-wise, found, Petra told me the story in Face It Q by Vilga. She's not played a professional team ever since.
Yeah, and they just picked her up and were like, she's pretty good. Let's go for her.
And I mean, if it works, if it works, right? And that has so far been a quite good aspect. This team, for me, is still, it reminds me a lot of the face of the female scene. This is a team that should have won a real tournament by now, still didn't.
Yeah, for sure. And right now they want to win this Copenhagen games as well. I really like though that they picked up Chrysilla, because a lot of times you're just like, oh, we need a new player. Who should we go for? And then you just pick someone who's there already. But most of the time, if this player, unless the player actually realized, hey, I need to improve a lot to get back onto the top team, a lot of those players actually just don't have what it takes to be one of the top teams.
Right.
So just picking someone new who's also hungry for victory, that's really, really important as well. And just like learning them into with all the other experienced players. And I think that's something where Besiktas also is already finding a bit of success with. Of course, in the end, though, what they want to aim for is winning the whole tournament.
mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah, who doesn't? To be fair, Vodafone Giants probably also
Right.
wants to win the tournament.
Come on, guys. Let's
I mean,
just play a quad.
You want to you want to aim as high as possible.
Of
So
course.
let's see what Vodafone Giants has planned. Obviously, it wasn't a tactical pause, but it still gives you time to think about what you want to do,
Right.
and maybe now we can see something more. Not really in this round yet.
No. That combination was very uncomfortable with
Yeah.
both Keifi and Low taken out overall. And the Giants' side, with that weaponry, of course, not really standing a chance. Besiktas losing one player, I think, is already more than enough in that case. Petra would be a nice extra, but shouldn't happen overall. Knopka not really standing a chance in this 1 versus 4. Still a nice thing comes in. It's S. Sassy enough to retreat.
Yeah.
Not retreat, re-peak, pardon. And Besiktas with the 5-1 at that point. It's 3 more to get the half. It's 5 more to get a really decent half. And I mean, at that point on, if you consistently shock and surprise Giants, it could be easily your map.
But here, talking about surprises here, I want to see Vodafone Giants to come up with something new. They had a bit of a bigger break here, and now we need the surprise coming from them. Somewhere where they take over some deeper control. Someone what Besiktas might not even expect, because right now they're just playing a really, really passive game on side. Nothing where you look at, and Besiktas even needs to be scared about. And they need to be scared about something, because else they're just gonna run away with this, with the confidence, with the experience they have.
Pointing at the outstanding performance of Zaz and Crasilia, by the way, who are both on 11 and respectively 8 frags. So far in the course of 7 rounds, more than enough work done by them. And Petra taking the main op role fails in the beginning. As Leia.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what
Let's
you're talking
go,
about.
Let's go.
She's feeling confident. She's just taking the peak against one fairly more experienced player, and this is putting Besiktas in a position where now they go full speed on the side, and this might pay off. Giuliano is going to be the first wave, and that first phase of attack might be taken out. The op wanted to go for the no-scope, but Laia is denied overall, and that means the bomb makes its way on the sides planted in just a matter of seconds. Knopka, Caddy, and 80 might be not really in the mood to retake this. We're talking about a team that hardly has any money reserves, surely a good losing bonus, but that doesn't really help you to pay your bills. And if that next frag is going to happen from Crasilia, it should be over, it should be done, and it should be an immediate retreat. I've been talking about it. That didn't happen. And it's going to be the A-side retreat. It's going to be the A-side attack, pardon. And they're really pulling this through. They're really meaning business. And 80 comes closer and closer, but they are now expecting where they stand. Giuliano falls, and this means Missa is now in the perfect spot to just deny the diffuser. 5 seconds, it's taken away, and the peak was done perfection, but she's going to die as well. Besiktas is not even bringing a player through. A good round, of course, but major consequences on their side. Yeah,
major consequences, but they can still, I would say they still can kind of laugh it off right now in the way of that. Vodafone Giants, they aren't really in a position where they can go for a buy, and Besiktas on the other hand aren't really in a position where they would lack money if they would lose this round right now. So Vodafone Giants is still in saying, hey, let's go for an eco nevertheless.
But I think as Besiktas, you don't want to win in this fashion.
Yeah, of course.
That's not, like, just above the edge is not your style.
But I still think Vodafone Giants has shown some life signs in the last round as well. I think what was unfortunate is that Laia, in that moment when they were pushing on side, couldn't save her teammate and then was falling herself as well, not hitting the no-scope. And this was really crucial for them to get on side.
I mean, with the op, no-scope was a hit or miss, but
yeah,
I guess those smokes never miss. And as they are approaching now towards Coffins, the entry is not on their side. The Deagle, it makes wonders work, and is 80 able to obtain any more frags? That would be brilliant. Behind Coffin she stands, she hears the ticking sound, and the high ground that she might abuse, she just steps and steps and steps. And those noises, they're now giving Besiktas the right idea where the opponents are approaching. There's a little with a brilliant frag on low, still 3 more to go, and the defense stays strong as one after another is being eliminated. The defense stays strong, and no problem for Besiktas to get that number 7 on the board. Finally, the majority survives.
Yeah.
But finally is even the wrong word in such a scenario where the weaponry was not good from the Giant side.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, it was really looking like Vodafone Giants are standing a chance here. There was a really great kill from low coming in, and A did some damage as well. But Besiktas also knowing they had just one player just lurking around A, and the rest already aiming for B, that they can hit the side and they can take it over with this one gun. Just because they probably also had a read on how the money is looking like on Vodafone Giants. That it's not necessarily the greatest, that they can't actually force it up, and when they saw the gun on the A side, they were just like, okay, let's hit B, took control of it, and from there on the defense was just strong. But low right now, talking about defense, she's just mowing them down. And that's surprising. That's coming out of nowhere, but that is a clean round by Vodafone Giants.
It's flawless. It legitimately is flawless. I mean, out of nowhere, there was a lever they have switched, and seems like those Spanish players went into the vamos sort of mode. Instantly going as fast as possible, taking the apex and all 5 inline cylinders firing at that point in time. Giants with the second, and now they need to hope that it's not a one-time thing. Now they need to hope that they'll even find another one, but with such precision, no chance overall. Mid single-handedly taken by the Flying Dutch lady.
It's just cruel. Like, what do you want to do? You're just peeking out like this, and you're taking your head blown off by Petra.
I don't know.
that was unfair.
It was unfair. I mean, Petra is just doing her best Trish J imitation, listening to some Ronnie Flex and Little Kleine.
I mean, they also have German versions.
They have German versions, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know a German Petra version. One of a kind, you could say, but Petra now needs to prove that her and her team are one of a kind with holding that one down, but it seems like the Giants' second thoughts are getting into their head. I've talked a lot previous to that to Petra, and I told her that I will talk a lot of smack on her. I will talk a lot of smack on Petra.
She's not really allowing it, to be fair.
No, not really, actually. I have to be very honest. She's not allowing it yet. I mean, listen,
You're still waiting for the moment.
If Besiktas is not winning this, it all comes down to the missing pivotal coach. I'll be honest. Petra had a good time once.
But yeah, 13 kills on Zaz and Cresselia. On the other hand, Giuliano and Missa on 4 and 3 kills. But it's not like...
Which frags do you want to grab?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they're performing bad. It's just like, what did they want to do? The frags are already gone.
That's crazy. I mean, regarding that, single-handedly 26 frags in the course of 11 rounds by 2 players is an amazing statistic to take a look at. And it seems like at that point in time, one aspect falling down from the Besiktas side. The op strikes brilliantly, but first of all, the Giants are forced back a little.
Yeah, I really enjoy watching Naya right now because she doesn't give a damn about who she's facing right now. This is one of the top 4 or even top 3 teams. And she doesn't care. She's just peeking in. And last round, she got wrecked by Petra. She had no chance to even get a shot off. Petra just headshot her, and she's still playing this aggressive and gets an early kill. So I really love this, that she's just, I would say even stubborn in a good way, to not give up and just get those kills for her team to make a difference.
Yeah, she's very assiduous with trying to find those frags. I mean, stubborn is a very good word. She's very eager at the same time, I would say. It can go very easily together, eager and stubborn. But at that point in time, Vodafone Giants send another player over to B. That's going to be low. And you see from a utility point of view, Josh, 80 got none left. Knapp, 1 flashbang. Low, nothing. Nothing on her belt, and that might just be the take they just need at the moment. I don't see the smoke there. It comes in, but the Coffin player peeks, but that's a white one from low, and it could have paid off, but it doesn't change the matter of fact that there is still a player waiting back, and they have not spotted it. One it was. It could have been more, and I was expecting that must be the multi-kill coming in, but Petra, as well as Cresselia, are now in a good position to get that one rolling for her team. The number 9 would be on the board. The boost seems immediate, inevitable as well. And as Cresselia cannot prevail, it is the 6 shots, the pre-aim coming in. And so the winner of the previous Copenhagen games needs to prove that she wants this one badly, that she's the one who locks down the site and finds frags. Overall, not gonna happen. Keifi with the 3rd one for her team. Vodafone Giants with major casualties on their side, but overall, they're prevailing, they're winning, and they have a good bit left on their bank account.
A crazy thing about those rounds, Vodafone Giants is winning. They're just looking so crazily good. We had this one round where it was flawless, and this round, I would say they even like gave up too many kills. 80 had this chance to actually get a double strainer, for example, and even then those other two players on the B side, Knuppe was falling a bit too fast, and if she wouldn't have fallen this fast, they could have done some more. But it's only in those rounds they win. When they lose, Besiktas definitely shows they are the better team. And right now, Vodafone Giants, they need to just show, even in the losing rounds, that they stand a chance and not just have this one round once in a while.
Exactly, that is the thing, right? That's a scenario you don't want to end up with. Like, you don't get multiple rounds. You don't feel like you have the winning recipe overall. But the bomb has made its way to the site, and there it's now hit the ground. To C4, 40 seconds, it will be ticking. And Zaz just came away with not taking too much damage overall. Both LOL, 80, and Kafi approaching from somewhat a similar angle. Two are already through construction. I'm not so sure if they're aware, but Zaz with the high ground got the overwatch. And that means Kafi is eliminated. 80, the last one to turn this one around against Free. And it seems like this will not result in a victory for the Giants side, as though another frag comes in. Committing to the bomb is an option. The smoke is there in their favor, but her head plucked off entirely. And the 9th one goes for Besiktas, as they are continuously performing. We have to talk about the matter of fact, Josh. We're seeing two players after 13 rounds equipped with 14 and 17 frags respectively, which overall then comes down to 131 and 115 ADR.
That's a lot of damage.
That's I think even Flex Tape cannot fix that one, Josh. Do you see that hole there? I see the hole in the system of Vodafone Giants, and I don't see a Flex Tape coming in there.
It would be a fun sponsorship.
I just wanted to say it would be a real fun sponsorship.
We can fix that. Flex Tape. Okay, anyways, let's see if Vodafone Giants can make it out of this without Flex Tape, because right now Besiktas, they are having a strong late, and yet again this was another round where Besiktas just looked stronger. And I mean, in all of those rounds we watch, whoever wins it looks like, not only because there are rounds which are quite close and back and forth, but here right now Besiktas is always looking so strong, and they're just in the end winning more rounds. It's kind of obvious, of course, to say, but it's not looking like Vodafone Giants outside of those rounds they win, they're standing a chance.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. Outside of that, it wasn't looking like it was a good chance that there's not a lot of damage dealt, but Besiktas at the moment are the team that struggles just a little. And Besiktas struggling sounds a little odd, but in this specific round number 13, it doesn't look like they have too much of a chance to prevail, because time is ticking against them. Utility is running low. And they have to execute on the best fortified site. That is A. But Zaz instantly, like Spider-Man, she jumps down, gets there, and finds a frag on low. It's not much more to find. The bomb is publicly dropped. And Leia in combination with Kafi. No issue overall. Do they deny the double digits is the question, Josh. The opportunity is there. It would be not so nice for the Besiktas side.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you go into this with 6 rounds, there is that you really stand a chance in Inferno, because I think Inferno is really hard to pinpoint. Hey, that's a CT or T-sided map. You work around a lot around your utility, but it really depends on the team. And Vodafone Giants, maybe they can actually show an even better game on the T side and then have a chance of coming back, because right now Besiktas out of money. Should be the 5th round, and then in the last round, I mean, looking at Laia right now, I'm really happy with her performance. She's definitely not scared. And Low right now as well, getting a lot of important kills for the team. So let's see how far Vodafone Giants can take this, because as soon as it comes to the point where you really think about, hey, they could win this, then that's also going to get into the mind of Besiktas as well. Yeah. And then they really feel the pressure, because right now I'm pretty sure they're still thinking, yeah, okay, we have this one eco, but come on, this is still not going to be a problem. But if Vodafone Giants now takes 2 more rounds and then starts off the next hub with a pistol round win and evens out the score, well, then we have a fight. Oh,
in mid-air, it seems like there was a Guardian Angel for Katie. As the frags are coming in, it seems a bit like aim practice, as only 2 more are to find. The Peter 50 surely finds 1 overall, but not much more Zaz should be able to get. The bomb down is nice to have. What's not so nice is 556 in your head. Overall, though, Besiktas with the right money for the follow-up round for a proper buy. When it comes down to number 15, the final one of the first half.
Yeah, you can see how important this was, just looking at how much money they've spent and have left on the side of Besiktas, this bomb plant, giving each one $800 additionally. So important for them to have the best chances getting onto double digits. Let's see if they can. Laya, yet again, early peak, but just to throw out an incendiary grenade. We'll talk about that. 80 actually winning this duel. I thought SARS has this one, but somehow 80 stays alive. And that's so crucial, because I feel like when Vodafone Giants gets those opening duels, Besiktas really runs into a lot of problems already.
It feels like it a lot, which is a little bit unfortunate, because you would expect from the better team to do such a situation a little better. But Besiktas, they gotta fight without Zas. They gotta fight without one of their pivotal and critical fraggers, which makes it all a little more difficult. But Mesa gets the first in Knopka, now weakens the B-side defense as she comes closer and closer. We're talking about a 6 HP player, which is 80. She should not stand a chance to get any more frags. Not going to happen overall. And man, or more likely woman disadvantage, fully neutralized by Vodafone Giants. Katie getting the frag on the low HP Mesa means that right now the aggression could pay off. Leia is so good with the idea, but she doesn't want to pull the trigger, which now puts us in that retake. Vodafone Giants, do they run into a wall is the question, because that wall of defense looks strong to some degree. That one dink is there. It even makes me choke up a little, because that one was so close to dying. We see it on Crasilia, 1 HP she has left. But Lio with the AWP, this is not the retake tool you want. One more frag to go. It would be Giuliano overall. She just waits back in the corner, and that could be now Giants denying the double digits, giving themselves a good opportunity. But nope, it's the IGL from the terrorist site, pumping one bullet in the head of the Vodafone Giants players. And that means a 10-5 looks quite promising to me, Josh.
Yeah, it looks really good for Besiktas, but Vodafone Giants also showing that they can put up a fight in low and Laya as you check the scoreboard, especially turning it up with 12 kills, but there's no one really like lacking in kills as well. So Vodafone Giants, they're not doing too bad, I would say. Just considering how the placements, like Besiktas finished group stage, first place expected from them. Vodafone Giants maybe a bit more unexpected, finished 4th place. And at this point, you just think like, well, Vodafone Giants not gonna do that well. It's gonna lose pretty hard. But no, they are putting up a fight, and there's still a chance on this map. And they also have shown that they have players who really can get some crucial frags, which can turn around the round. That they also can win aim duels. I would say in the last round, the aim duel by 80 was really important to win against Stars as well, even though it didn't lead to a winning round. So there's this.
And I would even say if Vodafone Giants wins this best of 3 theoretically, they have a quite acceptable bracket with fighting against Lazarus or N47. So that seems doable to say like that. It's not a CLG they would technically face or a Dignitas, and therefore it's acceptable. But first of all, let's see if Vodafone Giants come up with an acceptable or even splendid aggression here on the T side of Inferno. It's their premiere in this game as an aggressor, and Misa is the only one right now closing the door, or more likely holding the door. She realizes it's time to fall back. She does, still an aggressive angle she takes, but she realizes that's just pure man, or more likely woman power, just coming her way, and she waits passively. She waits for the rotation. Besiktas sends most of the players deep down banana, and as they're approaching and coming closer, the danger is also close. Petra realizes there's somebody else nearby. Perfect read, and one after another falls. The Giants are only up to 3 players, but those 3 players, they can surely hold this door. They can surely hold them down for a little longer if the Glock accuracy is there. It's always a debatable topic, but now it's only down to 2, and it seems like they'll not hold the bomb. They'll not make it work, and overall, this Glock can't reign supreme.
And I think what was really important is that even though there was a player in sandbags, Petra didn't get distracted by her and trusted her teammate to do the job for her and just take her down while she can focus on players further into the B side. That was so important, because if Petra also turns to this player in sandbags while she is this open as well, or Or on the other hand, if she would actually fall back and then focus on the players and sandbags, then actually would allow Vodafone Giants to spread out and get into better positions as well. That they reacted so quickly and trusted each other on this one was really crucial for this retake. So Vodafone Giants is gonna get a lot more pressure, and they get a lot more. Well, Besiktas is gonna get a lot more kills, way easier. And let's see where they can go from there.
Right. Besiktas is staying very patient about it, which is something I like a lot. In that sense, that you could expect that a better team might just get a little cocky, they might just get a little aggressive. But overall, what I don't like is the approach from Giants. What I could imagine right now, they're just talking this through. But if you're talking this through, you're not buying AKs and demons.
Yeah.
So that's not the case. And you have basically spent 40 seconds doing nothing. And the fun part is, Besiktas is not hunting for information.
Yeah.
They're not looking for anything specific. For them, everything is as usual. They could be deep banana. Nobody would know.
I think what Vodafone Giants was expecting is that Besiktas is just going to rush out and wants to run them over, but that's not the case. Besiktas is playing it safe and just want them to run into them, also knowing they probably won't have a lot of nades, and without a lot of nades, it's all about the aim duels, and that's where Besiktas definitely is going to feel stronger with, to just win those without any utility. And you still can see Vodafone Giants.
This is so brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you see the Besiktas read? The late utility usage. Zaz is still having a Molotov in her hands, for example. Same goes for Crasilia. And Zaz is coming in from behind. She's going to knock on the back door. But first of all, the Deagles are striking, but it seems like there's no way you can weigh this one out. There's no way you can actually beat Besiktas when they have a perfect read on you. And they read you like an open book, page by page, phrase by phrase. And this one easily spoken out as Besiktas dominating in the first few rounds and overall looking quite brilliant.
Yeah, it was a really great round by Besiktas, kind of outplaying them. Of course, sometimes you also gotta get a bit lucky that your strats actually fits to the other.
I wouldn't even say that they outsmarted them. I think Vodafone Giants outsmarted themselves.
Yeah, that's fair as well.
I do agree with what you said earlier with them waiting that they push aggressively in that situation. But overall, this costs you so much time. When there's like 40 seconds left, there's no sign of life. You might rotate at least one more player to the other bomb site. And I mean, even with 3 players, it looked like it paid off. They even sent everybody over there,
that's true.
including one lurk. So, Giants.
Yeah. And I mean, the problem with this as well, right now, looking at how they played this, if you really just are playing this far back, and this is also why they push Banana in so slowly, you got to be scared about the Besiktas actually could have taken control over it. You lose so much control out of it as well.
Oh, that's just a meat grinder. It feels a little bit like we're going to have some very special Dutch meal tonight as they're serving Vodafone Giants. A little bit of salsicha we might just get, but from Dutch production, and 13-5. 3 rounds away, and this is like the key round. If this one is failing for Giants, we might just close the chapter.
Oh, that's true, and then we would just have to focus on the following map.
For the moment, that NWP is interested in an entry, somewhat of an idea. Funny-wise doesn't find the frag, but is the AK striking, Knopka taking out Petra. And this is right now the aggression. This is what they expected 2 rounds ago, and suddenly it happens. Crasilia on her own back in Banana. And as she hopes to hold that down a little longer. Now they're approaching. She takes an aggressive stance, finds one, and that is a brilliant combination. Utility was there, and so it all just worked out according to her plan. A little bit of a good situation she was getting herself in, and now Zaz with an aggressive stance might just catch those A-focused player of Vodafone Giants. But she retreats back. Decent decision. And the thing is, if she stays up a balcony, if she doesn't move down, and nobody's approaching her, she has the perfect position to flank in.
And right now, it really depends on what Zaz does with the information she got and with the control she got, because Vodafone Giants went really deep on A, so Zaz was allowed to just push out, and right now it could actually be counterproductive. Does she see the cross?
She does. She does.
Oh, what? That was a sick shot.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Crasilia could have right now decided to rather fall back, but the bomb is choosing the B site. Means only Missa can hold them up. She retreats. Best move overall. And Zas got to be quick. Zas got to be fast. Because otherwise, it will be her teammate landing in a lot of trouble. And she waits back in confidence. Comes in with the first peek. Plant cannot be denied. A free frag for her. And she's so brilliantly moving them out. She does not even want to pick a fight anymore. She's like, Zas, come here. I'm not really doing this on my own. But the plant that most likely has been heard forces Laya to take a different stance overall. But Steps making them public. Steps making them known. And there we go. A 13-5, legitimately it turns into a 14-5, and big props to Missa, because she played this out so intelligently by just finding one frag and instantly retreating.
I'm actually kind of sad because I just found out that our third map would be Vertigo. So I just hope, I don't think Vodafone Giants is going to take this anymore, but second map is going to be Mirage, and it's also a really open map where Vodafone Giants could. I mean, they could still take it away. It's not a map where you definitely won't stand a
Fairly
chance.
Unrealistic.
But
fairly
I
unrealistic.
want to see Vertigo.
And there you see the crowd in Copenhagen watching the female CS over there. This is our stage, by the way. We yesterday or a few days ago had a bit of kids doing Fortnite dances. I honestly, I encouraged them to do so, and I'm not even feeling sorry. I'm definitely,
Okay.
I'm not feeling sorry.
Okay. Well.
Should I?
No, but I feel sorry for you.
Okay, fine. Fine. You feel sorry for me? I accept that.
Okay. Anyways, let's look at this round yet again, because Vodafone Giants playing really passively, but at least this time they have one player stationed more towards A around apps to make sure if Besiktas take too much control, they're gonna get punished for it. But you can see that they play it so slowly, and I'm not sure why, because so far Besiktas, they didn't really show that they want to play aggressive. They noticed, hey, it's just working. We play on site, not really doing anything super special, but as long as it works, let's do it. Let's not show a lot from ourselves, because that's what we actually want to show against our opponents, where we are more scared against.
There you go. Smoke comes in. Not quite sure what kind of utility it was. Seems like a molly. 80 down to just 22, and another one thrown in. They're actually just trapped in the middle. They cannot advance any further. And so the rotation seems immediate. You see them right now focusing onto it. A great nade pops. And the players back in Boiler, they must make so much noise. They must make so much noise. Zaz should be able to understand the situation, but bomb is rotating away, and funny-wise, they send Missa over there. So if they find the bomb in the next 20 seconds, it's all brilliant. It's all working out. And so it seems like Zas is going to be like, hold on, there's nobody on the A side. We need some reinforcements over there. It's 15 more seconds. It needs to be one perfect defense. Crasilia, she just can't do it on her own. As it's 10 more, the bomb needs to be dropped, and there it is publicly.
Wait,
she's even looking for more, and that is not even necessary, but the bomb is dropped. And Vodafone Giants have failed on every single level here. It sounds harsh, it sounds mean, it's even after time that Knopka falls. That's devastating, Josh.
I have no clue how they were able to lose this round, because everything was looking great for Vodafone Giants right now. I think that it's like, of course, there was a bit. Yeah, like low hitting the A side while Besiktas already was on their way, thinking, hey, this is going to be an A hit. And then when you strike there, you need to take down this player on B side, and then you have control over it. But they weren't able to take it down. I think there also was a flash which irritated the player, and then they were also just too late and couldn't make it anymore. But I just had the feeling they're going to win this for sure. And Besiktas, I feel like even though they're doing great right now, this was a round they got gifted.
I mean, they overfought it. They basically overfought this entirely. And as right now, you're being basically punished, playing nothing else than a few upgraded pistols, or more likely one, and the cheap Walmart AK. It's not too much fun overall. The Mech 10 surely can run you over, especially such a setup with a boost. I think it's just a matter of seconds until you could get punished for it, but Zas rotating back, smoke fades, intelligent move, second smoke comes in, now they're just readying up. But my high hopes have faded, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, you will think that by now, if Vodafone Giants still would have something left which they could use, they would have used it by now already. So I don't think there's anything for them to show, and you can already see Sars taking down Laia here.
And I mean, now they do the rotation, right? Which is a little bit too much for me, because Besiktas got the entry frag, and now you pull another one away for what specific reason? The indicator surely is, maybe they're focusing more on A side, but neither a bomb has been spotted, nor much else has been done. Missa falling down, and it could get very problematic for Crasilia, because she must realize at one point, okay, I think the bomb is coming away. I think I'm somewhat stuck, and I'm even being flanked. She has the read on this. Another player coming by. She just needs to find those shots, but she puts her down to 6.
And that actually was even... It was looking a bit similar to the previous round, but it was just worse because they had more time and they had control over the CT area as well, and Crasilia really was completely on her own. There was no one who could throw in a nade for her to support her, and she just couldn't find the frag here. Pressure was too huge, which should allow Vodafone Giants to survive another round, unless Zaz and Petra.
Oh, you never want to.
You
never want to say never. Zaz is going to start pulling through, and there's the first few shots coming in. But the spray, it comes in from left, right, and center. Vodafone Giants, as you said, they live another day, but for how long overall?
9 more rounds to go. That
it's not promising. It's not promising.
Still looking possible, but I would say. What I always say when it's already a map point for one of the teams, you might not win this map, but it still can play into your confidence how you get out of this. If you would lose the 16-6 or maybe 16-9, you still get some rounds and you show yourself, hey, we can actually win some rounds against them. Let's do that on Mirage. You
know, Josh, a thing I love is statistics. So obviously, the possibility for Vodafone Giants winning this in regular play time is down to 0%.
Yeah.
From HLTV, we can also gather the percentage of winning this in overtime, or getting into overtime, is under 1%. Even like somewhere, it doesn't even display anything. It says 0% chance of overtime. So I'm not quite sure if it never happened, or the chance is so small that it isn't being displayed, but let's be realistic, Josh. This is now a marathon they need to run. This is no sprint. This is not Usain Bolt kind of stuff. This is taking a long, long time, and failure might be happening here as Giuliano is already nearby, finds the first and low, and in combination with Missa, you just hold the side down. The angle being checked, one after another found, and KT can try her best. She got to ace it out on her own, and that would be the only opportunity that Vodafone Giants are sticking and getting the number 7 on the board and stay alive in that one. But very realistically, very honest, and maybe even brutally honest, there should not be any universe where that one is working, and we got it done. 10-round difference, Besiktas. They're going to be the ones taking Inferno home, and if I read it correctly, it was even the Vodafone Giants pick.
Yeah, not really looking good for the Vodafone Giants. There were some promising rounds. I really